So on your PC, if you want to talk, yeah, if you want to,
like,
you can mute yourself, please. So if you want to record, if you want to get the software, you go to Affinity. You can see my screen, right? You can go to Affinity by Canva. Let me make it larger for you. Then you go to download. Then you choose you can choose this Intel, or I don't know, you choose this Intel depending on your specification, but this Intel will work because that's most of us have. You can download it. Once you choose this, it downloads. Let me just do that just for the sake of the class. You can see the reason why I did this so that you can also see my face. So
sorry, can you hear me?
Okay,
so I think the screen is not wide enough, and I think the reason it looks like it's a Google call, not Google Meet, because let me snap what I'm seeing so that you understand.
All right, please snap it. Let me see. Okay, I get what you mean now.
Okay.
I get what you mean. It's not showing. It's not showing.
It's showing like mobile instead
Yes,
of.
yes. Instead of. Okay, so what we'll do is that. Let me see. Can you extend your? Can you extend your? What do you call it? Extend your screen. Extend my screen rather from your side. Is it possible?
So that you see it.
No, like extend my own screen from your side.
No, it's not. It's not possible. I can't even pin it to make it big. I can't see it. The option is not there. Okay, there's pin. Okay, yeah. If I pin it,
all right, let's do it this way.
It's better now, but still not.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Perfectly.
Yeah, and this is better. Awesome.
All right. So
thank you.
So now, thank you for that. So we'll go to, let's do it again. We get to Affinity Studio, like I said. Then you can either just press this, and then you have it. So it's free. And if your PC is Mac, you download Mac, and server is there. So is it Dynasty? I'm not sure his name. He reached out to me and was like, his own is not downloading, and based on the time and all that. So I would suggest your time tallies. And then maybe after the class, I'll reach out to you. So work on it together. So let's just get straight to the class. We'll be using Affinity, like I said, for the main time. But then the software, the class is not really about software. Class is not really about software. It's about we being creative, because in this day and age that we have, there are so many tools, so many softwares out there, and then AI is coming, so we can't keep chasing different AI too, because one day Photoshop might not exist, one day Affinity might not exist, but the main thing that exists, I would say would uh, stand the test of time is your creativity, ability to solve problem creatively. So that is what I would say. So, and that's what we'll be looking at today. And then I'll be sending us a project. I'll be sending us to the platform. If you're on the platform, the software is still opening. So on the platform, I'll be sending us the project card. So we would all choose from the project card and decide which angle and what direction we are headed. So that would also determine where we are going to in terms of designs. But then personally, me, I will be taking up my own project while we are doing it so that you would see how I did mine. So you are not just left alone. You see how I did mine, and then you would from there take a cue and go from there. So the file is opening. Okay. Let me know if you're not hearing me or you need any follow up. But then while we are on the project, I'll be asking us some questions to know if we are following up. Because I know it's possible for you to be on the screen. It's possible to be on the call but not active. And then that won't be tolerated because we want each one of us to participate. And so here we go. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right. So there we go. This is the interface. I just
Yeah.
open it. So we'll be touching 2D software, we'll be touching 3D software. I intentionally chose Affinity because Corridor has its own up and down, and Corridor is a type of vector software which, if you ask people of the old OGs, they'll tell you I use Corridor, and there's also Illustrator. But those are 2D softwares. They help, but then there are some limitations in terms of their pricing in Nigeria. Here, their pricing can be really taxi and then might incur a lot of cash. But then this one now is free. This one is free, although it has its own. That's Affinity is free, but it has its own. Um, should I say it has its own problem too, because you would have to have AI subscription. But then the beauty is that you can, once you learn Affinity, you're going to learn Photoshop, you learn CorelDRAW, you learn book layouts, you learn logo creation, because and you also have access to AI. So before, if you want to do maybe 3D, if you want to do Photoshop, you would have to have Photoshop. If you want to do raster graphics, that's what they call Photoshop design. Raster graphics is rasterized, and the reason why it's rasterized is because it is um it is it is like photos. It is like JPEG, the one you capture from your screen. You understand? The vector graphics are like those ones that deals with like mathematics. They are like mathematics in the sense that they are always, when they say mathematics, is that the results are always predictable. So, and then not just predictable, when you zoom in, let me show us a sample by creating a new page so we get clarity.
Oh, oh. Yes, I guess my audio is now working.
Your audio is working. Don't.
I just yes, sir. guess maybe his network is shaky. Maybe.
Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
I was just explaining. I didn't know when I left the call, but it's still good. We can continue from where we stopped. So I was saying something, right?
Yes, sir.
But your screen is no longer big.
Yes, yes. I'll put it back now.
Okay.
So I was saying something about vector and pixel. So I was like, this is, let's go back to vector. So I was explaining that vector is predictable. Vector is predictable in terms of no matter how I zoom in, you see that it's still a constant. And that's why they say it's mathematics. It's just like numbers and codes. But that's not really a problem. The problem we have is that how can we convert these things to designs? So that's the problem we have. But without understanding the basics of all this, we might not be able to convert them to design. So now let's go back to pixel. I was saying this is pixel now. Are you saying it's like picture? When
Yes,
you
sir.
when you snap your photo now, when you snap photos, they call them JPEG, PNG. But when by the time you keep zooming inside the photos, you start seeing the picture breaking into pixel. And pixel, you see this little box here, it's called a pixel. You understand? So it's called a pixel. So that's how you now have pixels. So the idea is that why I said this is that before now we have Photoshop, although people still use it, we have Photoshop, which is mainly for vector. Sorry, which is mainly for pixel. So you can manipulate pixels with Photoshop. So I want to get us a picture so we can see what I'm saying. Opening. Okay, so this picture, I just grabbed it now from my PC.
Okay, sir.
So once you want to paste the picture, you can just grab it and drag it inside the application. You understand? So I can just pick it and drag it inside.
Okay.
there are many ways to add pictures, but that's one way, the shortcut. So now this is a pixel. You see, as I'm zooming in, I'm seeing the secret, the ashiri of the photo. Like it's beginning to get blurry. Although from afar it looks so nice. I don't know if you get what I mean. So, but when you start zooming in, you start seeing that the problem is pixelated. You understand? And so that is what they call pixel. And before now, I said you use Photoshop to edit pixel. You use Photoshop to edit pixel. You use Corridor um, um, to edit vectors, although you can still manipulate them to work together, but they are specifically for each of those. But now, Affinity now say, why not we have everything inside a software? So once you learn Affinity, you've learned Photoshop, you've learned Illustrator, you've learned CorelDRAW, you've learned all of them put together. I don't know if you get what I mean. And to me, that's crazy and that's nice. And that's why I want us to use Affinity. Sometimes time I go to CorelDRAW if necessary or Photoshop if necessary. I want to say that your mind is the most creative tool here, regardless of the tools, regardless of the software, your mind is the most creative. So what you have in your mind is what is more important than whatever AI or whatever tool. Because these days now, you will see that most designs lack clarity. So I won't be talking to us like a what do you call it? Like a like learners. I'll be talking to us as a creative director, as I'll be talking to us as fellow designer, maybe junior designer. And it's going to be interesting class. I want us to be prepared. There's a whole lot we have to dish out. But firstly, I would like to just go through the interface of this tool, of this software, and then while we are doing that, just the basics that we'll be using often, because if I say I want to cover every part of it, it might take a lot of time. But the basic that we'll be using. So let me say, I think someone wants to join the call. Let me hide this screen so that it's not conflicting with what we are doing. All right, so this is you can see move to just like your hand in your PC, you can use it to move things. You understand? It's like the default tool. When you are not picking anything, when you are not doing anything, and you just come into the app, this is what you'll be using, the move tool. So it's very important. It's very important because you can use it to move things around, and that's why I'm just sharing a light on it. So if you miss it, you can just pick it up. And artboards, artboards. These are like the word artboard really mean implied. You can add so many artboards to a page. As you're working on this, you can also work on these parts. You can create custom artboards. And this is very important because whatever you're designing needs to have a size, needs to have a dimension, needs to have um, 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 a dimension, like I said. So it is important. We would see how all this comes together to form something nice shortly. And these are like nodes. Nodes are also important. It comes in when you have a shape. When you have a shape. So let me not bring in something foreign. Let me bring back what we have here. So when you have your nodes, you see, this helps you. This is a node. This is a node. They help you customize your shape. We would need to customize shape because we'll be creating things that are particular, things that are unique, things that have not been seen before, or things that are in our mind that we want to bring out. You understand? See how I'm using it? To use a node, you just need to, you can use it to select by dragging your mouse across the see, I just drag my mouse across it to select it. And then once I select it, I can move around. I can move around. I can move it in. I can move it in. And you see, I just created the shape. Now I can play with it and I can create another node. So by clicking, just a single click, I've created another node. You understand? I can decide to use this to create another thing here now. So, and then another amazing part is that by clicking and holding, you can create a curve. You can create a curve, which is this. So it's an amazing tool. We'll be using it. That's why I want to touch it. Then we have another tool, which is the corner tool. This tool helps to create like what they call corner. It can give you, you see this top part here now, it shows you the kind of things you can do with the tool. So each tool you actually pick shows you what you can do with each of the tool. So now like different settings. So what I mean by that is that usually when you pick this, the default is this. And so let me take this back to vector view so you can see it sharp and clear. So did you see what we just did now? We just created a a circular corner, a circular edge, and then you can decide to switch the orientation. You can say, okay, we want it to be chopped off, we want it to be inverted, we want it to be square. Are you seeing? So this sort of have variations of the tools that you can use. You understand? And then if you're okay with the appearance, you can bake it. What I mean by bake is that it's permanent. When I say something is baked, there's nothing you can do again. So it's baked. So that's that for that. I really want us to be seeing my screen and what I'm pressing. So let me see if I can turn on the camera back again. Let me see if I can turn on the camera back again and adjust how I am seeing. So this will be my face. So I want you to be seeing my screen, my keyboards, what I'm pressing. That can also help you in case you are designing. So just give me a moment to set it up.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I think the label that's okay. I'll put it in the middle, so I think that can help. All right, so I just want you to see my controls while I'm pressing it. So in case you need clarity, I don't know if it's possible to see it. So now this is baked already. When they say something is baked, just like your cake, and you will find this in all these terminologies and all these things, they are relative. Even in 3D software, you have a node. You understand? And you have all this terminology. So the beauty about this thing is that when you learn one, you'll be able to replicate it on other software. The basic, they kind of have same similarities across all board. So that's just the beautiful part about it. So we've talked about the node. Then this is not important for now, so I won't be touching it. Because if I say we should talk about each of these two, we'll just gather so many knowledge in our head, and then we are not able to really maximize them. I'll prefer we keep discovering them while we are working, but I will just, like I said, show the most important part of it. So this is the pen tool. Pen tool is the most important tool to me. You can maybe other people will feel like it's not the important I would say it's the most important tool. If you know how to control your pen tool well, you've in a way mastered design in a way, because you can bring out whatever you have from your head. So I just created that random stuff there. So it's like your arm inside the it's like your pen inside the screen. With pen tool, you can just click first. When you click first, it shows this stuff, and then you click another part. Are you seeing that it's tracing the parts that you've clicked already? So you click another part, you see it's forming a shape. It's forming a shape, but this is a false shape. What I mean by a false shape is that it's showing a color, but it's not yet a complete cycle. So let me close the shape that is given because I said it's a false shape. So now this is actually what we are creating an outline first. It has not become a shape yet, and the reason is that it has not completed the cycle. If you zoom in as I'm going deep, you see that there is a circular knob. This is showing plus. Just be observing what is going on here. It's showing minus now. If I press it, are you seeing? So if I go further, it shows plus. I don't know if you get what I mean. It shows plus. So it's saying that okay, you can add more lines or more lines, like I said. Then once you are coming to the end, it changes to cycle, and this is now a complete shape. This is now a complete shape. So now you can either give it a shape, you can give it a color to make it a complete shape, or let me control Z. I just said control Z now is another important thing. In graphics, in graphics and branding, you need to know how to undo what you've done. I shouldn't be scared to create new things because you would always undo them. You have It's not like real world that when you do some things you can't go back. In graphics, when you make a mistake, you can go back. This is very important because it's a psychological mindset where you have freedom to create things because you can always undo them or recreate them. So to undo a mistake is simply Control Z, Control plus your Z. You see, it takes me back. Some of us that have typed or used Microsoft Word, you understand what I'm saying. Control Z takes you backward. Then you use your tool, like I said, to add more. You add more, then it becomes a shape. But like I was saying, you can convert this to a selection. You can make it as a shape and also convert it to a selection, which is helpful in Photoshop. But for now, let's just leave it like that. So, like now, if I want it to be a selection, it has turned to a selection rather than an outline. I don't know if you get what I mean. So this is now a selection. So now let me show you how that works here. Now I say, okay, this lady now, I want to select what is the easiest thing I want to select here that won't waste our time. Okay, let's say I want to select her teeth. So our teeth won't give us stress. You can use your pen tool to select it. So see, one click, another click, gradually. Are you seeing? I'm not trying to trace it perfectly because I just want to show us what it does. So this is like a straight line selection. I can decide to convert it to a shape or convert it to selection. So now I've converted it to selection. What that means is that it can select a pixel. That same tool that you use to turn a shape, you can turn it to a pixel. You can turn it to something you can use to select. Once I've selected, it's not just that you can select, you can also change the color of the selected part. For example, let's say this part that I've selected, I want to change the color. So it's supposed to change, and the reason why it's not changing is because while I was designing, I didn't select the particular layer. I don't know if you get what I mean. I didn't select the particular layer. I just selected the artboard. And then that's something you should also take note about when designing with Affinity, because the layer is a bit funny. It shows that you are selecting it, but then you are selecting the whole artboard here. For you to select that particular individual, that particular photo, this lady now, you have to select this part. Select this part. Now that I've selected it, let's do the recoloring again. Let's see if it works. So you see, it works already because I selected the photo I wanted to edit. So you need to select the photo you want to edit. So I can decide to give it red. I can decide to give it red. I can just, you see. So now this is now what they call, this is what they call pixel editing. This is what Photoshop people do, that they manipulate photo and make things look different from the normal. So now like this, I can decide to give all these teeth different color. That's the power of selection. You can edit each part of our body whatever way you want, and that is the beauty of it.
I
And now I will just go into another most important thing, the
Sorry,
layers.
I have a question. I have a question before you go ahead.
All right.
So after tracing with the pen tool, what did you
Yeah.
use to select? What did you click to select it?
So now let's go back to, that's a very good question, Mr. Solomon. So let's do it again. So let's select the same. Let's use pen tool. This was pen tool. We've not even touched selection tool, but we can use pen tool to achieve it, just like we are doing now. So I don't want to put curve so it doesn't confuse us. Just normal selection, bit by bit, based on your mouse direction. It goes based on your mouse direction. So now I've been able to select this. So now this is a shape. This is a shape. For you to convert it to a selection tool, you need to, you see this thing? Are you seeing my cursor? Are you
Yes.
seeing so there's make. Make will convert it to a shape. It will make it to be a shape. Selection will make it select a part of either a vector or most likely a pixel. And what is the pixel here? It is this photo that is a pixel. You understand? Because when you zoom in, you can see it breaks off. So now,
Yes.
but before you do that, make sure you select. See, now I did the mistake and now I'm paying for it. I didn't select the image I want to trace. I want to select, okay, let me explain this way. See, this is the image I want to use to select the, how do I put it? This is the image that I'll be selecting the teeth from. So you have to, on the layer panel, it is very important that you click on the photo. It's showing artboard here. That's because there are how many artboards here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So now let me delete all these artboards so that it doesn't confuse us. I've deleted them. So now you are seeing artboard 1. Let me rename it. Can rename this part 2. Let's say testing ground, or tools introduction, tools intro. So it doesn't confuse us. So now the fact that it's selecting this blue is selecting this part doesn't mean that it has selected an individual object. What it's doing now is that it has selected the complete document. In terms of, it has selected all the objects in the artboard. You understand? That's what I mean. So now when I go specifically and select this guy, are you seeing that there is a node that shows that this guy is being selected? Can you see the
Yeah.
nodes that show that this is selected? Can you
Yes.
see? Just like if I select this one, this is even more obvious. It shows you that, okay, I'm selecting this. It shows you that I'm selecting this. So you can either select by this way, by just clicking on them, which is nice. But sometimes your your artboard might have so many elements that to select this one, it will require a lot of work. Maybe there's so many things around. Let's do an example. Maybe this is here like this, and now you want to select this guy here, or okay, let's do it like this. You want to select the guy behind her. You understand? That's where this comes in. This comes in. Let me change the color so that it doesn't confuse me too. So we can change the color to pink. So on this part, are you seeing that it has updated the color here? So
Yeah.
now, if I want to select this part now, because if I say I want to select it the normal way, you see that it's not possible because I don't even know where it is behind here. So now that's where you now have your layer by your side. I don't know if you get what I mean. So now with
Yes.
my layer, whatever is there, I can and pick it from whatever place it is. You understand? So now I've been able to select it. So let me go back to your question. You use your pen tool. I've selected this while selecting what you want to extract from. So you use our pen tool. Like I said, these are false colors. They are not yet a shape yet. It's just trying to make you feel like you've created the shape. So now you can convert it to selection. Are you seeing?
Yeah.
So by pressing the selection button there, let me see if it
Oh.
works like this. You see, it doesn't work this way because what we are saying is that we are giving the whole color a new color, which is nice because that tells you that in Affinity you can color things by just selecting a color. I don't know if you get what I mean, but that's by the way. So now you now come to this part and say recolor. What that does is that while your selected part is being highlighted, it creates a marks. What is a marks? A marks is something that shows you what a part of a person, and then close just like a normal marks. I want to steal something now. You understand? I would put a marks on so that you won't see my face, but I'll be performing the function. You understand? So now I want to color. I want to let's use the ideology. I want to steal this part of the our teeth. You understand? And take it. I want to give it red or give it any other part. So this marks would select that part. This selection would select that part, and then in the whole picture, in real sense, every part of this picture is blue. But this selection, what it does is that it makes it limited to this part. I don't know if you get what I mean. So now the blue is not affecting all these parts. It's just affecting this at it. You understand? Which is nice. So that is what selection does. I don't know if I've answered your problem and your question and showed you where to click it. If you need more clarity, you can let me know.
Yes, you have. Thank you.
All right. So the next thing is the layers. Like I was saying, layers are very important because there's a way you can create an effect that it will affect the whole layers. So it is very important in the sense that whatever you create here. So now this is the artboard. I said tools intro. That's the name of the artboard. We have the color adjustment. We have one of it here. So let me delete this part. Let me delete this part. Let me delete this part. I have been able to delete that. And then we've selected this. These are the things that are in this layer, in this artboard. So each of these are layers. Each of these are layers. Just like you stack things on each other, they are layers upon layers. You can decide to put, you can decide to say, okay, I want this woman. If you observe now, you observe that thing that we did in our teeth has left her. So now, if you want to pick the two, if you want to pick the two, just like now, I just picked this without picking the other one. I see it has gone. So now, if you want to pick the two, you check the layers. Okay, this part we have a color adjustment, and we have the new MRL brochure. That's what is saved as. So let me just rename it. To rename, you double click. You can double click, or I believe you can also come here. I think that will be an extra step. So just double click on it and name it lady. Lady. So, and then you can, if you see this button, it shows you can also lock it. What I mean by lock is that no matter how you move, it will not, no matter you drag things around, it will not move. I don't know if you get what I mean. So, we unlock it because we need to move it. So now you click on the two of them, and then another important thing, when you click on the two of them, you want them to move together so that you're not always selecting the two. You can group them. But what will you do to group them? You can put them in a folder. When you press this part here, you see it has grouped them together. So now they are together. Once you select this now, they go together. You are not bothered about one is moving and one is not moving. You understand? So that's the beauty of being grouping layers. And then you can also, let's do another one here. Now another thing is that, now let's say I want to duplicate it. Now I want to duplicate it. I'm taking my time through this introduction class because once we are starting uh, the brand class, that's in terms of the depth. I don't want to be confusing us by just doing things. So we just get the basic. I don't know if you get what I mean. So this is the ungroup button. See, our Siri wants to tune here. When you do ungroup here. So let's see. To ungroup it, you can just click on this layer here. You can ungroup it like this anyway. But then for it to work, just like I said, this guy here is now affecting every other layer, which is not supposed to be so. Which is not supposed to be so. It's supposed to affect just this particular selection here. But you can close it. When you close the eyes, these are like eyes. But once you close these eyes, everything here, they're like real life stuff. Don't get confused. So they try to match out real life things so that you'll be easy for you to navigate. So just like the eyes, once you close the eyes, you stop seeing. So once this guy closes his own eyes, you won't see it anymore. So what I wanted to do is that I wanted to put this lady inside this box. I want to put her inside this box. So let's say we want to do something like this. I want to put her inside this box. So to put her in the box in Affinity is very, very easy and sweet. All you need to do is you see, pick her, you select the layer, pick her, then come towards the layer. Don't put it like this, but if you put it like that, it will cut it, and you might not be able to move around. So you come by the side, Are you seeing what's happening here? Can you see what's happening here?
Yes.
Look at the layers. It's very important. If you put it here, you will suffer or you will not understand what you do. But by the side, it's having two highlights. If you put it here, you might not see it. But if you put it here, it's showing as if it's not there. And the reason why it's showing as if it's not there, because in space here, look at where it's existing. By the time we drag it into the environment, that we drag it into the domain. The domain, what I mean is not one big English, it's just the place where this guy is standing. And then you can, to access it, you can double click, like holding control and clicking, you'll be able to access it and then edit it from there. So you see, these are different ways of creating marks, and these are the different ways it can be useful to you. So we have our lady here. Like I said, to access it, you either double click to access it, or you press control and click to access what is inside. So I'll just do something nice for our excitement. I can copy this lady, then in the layer, In the layer, are you seeing this part? In the layer, is showing an arrow. Whenever you see this arrow here beneath the curve, whenever I see this, is it greater than sign or less than? I think it's okay. This is greater than. So this greater than sign, it shows that there are more stuffs under. See, there are more stuffs under. I can decide to put other things inside, and also take note of the layers arrangement. You see, this one is going straight. All of a sudden, this one just went somehow inside. That shows you that it carries more than it is showing. So we can drag this inside. You can drag this inside, and guess what? That particular shape that is here, you can bring it inside here too. You understand? All of them can be inside this particular domain here. This is very important because you would use it more often than just to create some nice effect. I use it a lot, so that's what I'm showing us. So like I was also saying, for that of the layers, there will still be more tutorials for the layers. You can, once you download the Affinity, it shows you layer panel. Let me show you this part, so you can also take time to understand it. See these layers. If you need more clarity, I will still show us. When you come to this part, download it and watch it. That's from Affinity themselves. So that's by the way. Then another thing is your tool. All these, they are important, but they are not really that important. So we go to this gradient tool. You can use it to create gradients. You can use it to create gradients. See, by just dragging, it's as easy. So before we have the shape that is plain, we have the shape that is plain. But once you click on this tool, just drag. So long you are clicking on it, it's very important that you click on it, that this blue is on it, because if it's not on it, it shows you are not selecting it. So you click on it and drag it. Change the color to whatever you want. Change this to whatever you want. So by clicking on this particular node, you understand? You can click on it.
Must you click the edge, or you can click even start from the middle for the gradients?
Okay, for the gradient, you can start from anywhere. Let's do that. You can start from anywhere, and the direction of this knob determines how the gradient will flow. So it's important. You can decide to go this way. Are you seeing that the direction is changing?
Yeah.
It's changing based on the direction of this. And you see, you can also add another color by clicking on the knob there. You can say, okay, let's add pink to make it more smoother. You can say, okay, let's add one random color. You understand? So you can add as many as you want. You can keep adding. You understand? So by just clicking on this node. But first of all, when you are starting, it gives you just two. You understand? You can add as many. And like I said, each tool you choose gives you more options of the tools. So now you can say, okay, you can say is the stroke you want to affect. What I mean by stroke can also be changed by outline. Like if you see this, this shape here, it has a stroke. You understand? It's also called an outline. Are you seeing it? In some software, they call it like 3D Blender, they call it edge. I'm saying that because by the time we go to those platforms, so you are not confused. They just give them different name, but they are same kind of things. So you see, this now like this is a stroke. You can say then this inside this particular part here is now called a feel. A feel, just like you feel something. So that is what it is there. Let's go back to the tool so that I explain why I'm saying what is an outline, what is a feel. You can decide to say, okay, you don't want the context to be on the feel, you want it to be on the stroke. You see, there's something happening here. but we are not seeing it because the outline is what they call it, the stroke, let me not confuse us, the stroke is at 0.2 points. 0.2 points, you might not see it very well. But now let's increase it to, let's say, aha, let's say, let's say, let's say 7.9. So are you seeing that when we change the outline, I think someone wants to join the call or something. So now when we join the stroke, like I was saying, are you seeing now we are changing the context to be the stroke. Is affecting only the stroke. Understand? We can say, okay, now we want to do color, colorful something, just like we did for the inner. Can decide to give it another color. Did you know that it's only I've seen this? I know I told you I've used Corel and Affinity and Illustrator, but I've not seen it in CorelDRAW, this effect. And then I just feel it's really amazing because it shows that we can do so many things. I've tried to do it in CorelDRAW, it's not working. So that's one of the reasons why I'm adapting this. So this gives us that your creativity is not limited. I don't know if you get what I mean. So just look at this amazing shape that we've just created now, only from fill and outline. So and stroke. So that's that for that. And then another important tool is your transparent tool. What that does is that you can fade things together. So you see now I have an issue here. What is the issue? I want this to be at the top, but it's showing at the bottom. There are so many ways to achieve it. You can either drag this guy, you see this layer here, drag it above. If you put it inside here, another important thing you should note, if you put it inside here, it will be part of this guy. You see it, you won't even see it. You won't see it because it's part of this guy. You will only see it inside this part. So layers is very important in Affinity. You would observe the layer movement. If you want to put it, you will put it above, above, above the curve, so it's consistent. So this arrow, you can close it so you don't drop things inside randomly. Because if you drop things, you just wonder, where did I put this thing now? You don't know, you can't put it inside maybe a max. You understand? See, now it's not inside, and that's because we didn't put it inside. But if you put it here now like this, it just goes inside, and you'll be wondering, where did this part enter? That's by the way. When we get to that point, I know somebody will still ask me this, but no, Allah, we will talk about it with the person. I'll explain it clearly. So, like I said, I want to put this on this so you can see the blend option. So you see how it blends rather. So now I pick this and I put it above. Above. That's one way to take things to the top by just quickly dragging the layer up. And another way again, let me control Z. Another way is to select right click. When you right click, you would see transform, rather arrangement. So you can now say to the front. To the front means it takes it to the front. You can say forward one, maybe just one step. But if you say to the front, you just take it to the front directly. So this is the actual main road to follow. For me, I usually prefer to use this part. Then this is the shortcut. I don't like to say shortcut because it can be confusing for starters. So it's not bad. You can learn the shortcut with time. But then if you say to the front, it takes it to the front directly. If you say arrangement, just right click arrangement, to the back. It takes it to the back. Are you seeing? So let's say arrangement to the front. This sort of feels easier. I don't know what you guys think, but I think it's easier. So are you seeing how it blends inside? Are you seeing how it blends inside? This pink just went inside this green. You understand? So that is the beauty of it, of a transparent tool. You can change how it reacts, just like the other tools. You can see, okay, by moving these knobs around, you know, you can have a feel of what it can do. You can change it from linear to eclipse. This is more like a circular feel. Circular feel. It's affecting only the edges. Then you can change, just like I said, each tool have their many options at the top here. Each tools have their many options at the top there. So that's that for that. I don't know if you have any question before we move, because I won't be touching any other tool for today. We'll just get into, what's the time? We'll just get into the brand that we'll be building. So from there, while I'm building it, you'll be learning each tools I'm using and why I'm using them. So if you have any question, this is the perfect time to answer. And right now, I'll be picking people randomly to answer me. And then, so, is it, what's his name? Let me check the name again. The Masty. I don't know the name, but I know the person knows himself. Destimat. Destimat, can you hear me?
Yes.
So, what did you get from the class? What did you get from the class? What do you think you need more clarity on? There are two questions.
I still need clarity on how to adjust the angles on the pic.
Angles on the
Picture.
Okay, when you say angles on the picture, are you trying to say, I don't know if I'm getting you clearly. Are you trying to say, okay, like shape? Are you referring to this shape or
Yes. This
a
word.
shape, right? Okay, now let's go back to it. So
red shape.
this is it. Yes, this is the red shade. So by double clicking on it, you can enter into the knob mode, the nodes tool. And then they are, like I said, in these tools, they have many ways to do things. You just pick the one that is convenient for you, the one that is more easier. You can either go to this tool. Once you click this tool, it converts to this node tool. But if you maybe your hand is paining you, you can just double click instead of going to this part. Me, I like shortcuts. So to move or to adjust the nodes, you can either click and drag. I'm dragging up now. Click and drag. So if you maybe you want to give a particular part a curve, which is very important, you can click on it and go to this option, convert it to curve. Are you seeing it has just converted that particular sharp edge to a curve? You can adjust it. When you drag, it takes a while to understand, but once you grab it, it's over time you will become good at it. So once you click on it, you see we've created a perfect cycle. You understand? So that's how beautiful you can use the tool. So, and I think I've been able to answer you. Let me also ask another person. Mimi, are you on the call? Mimi is not on the call. Okay, she's not on the call. So, basically, that's that for this part. this one. And
Can you mute his mic?
Can you mute your mic?
Okay, sorry.
All right, thank you. So I have a brand that I want us to build. So I'll just do the intro and then give each one of us I'll give each one of us their own different brand to build on. Mine is let me just open it here so we can all see. Can see my screen, right?
Yes.
All right. Where is this guy? Okay, I think this is it. So this project guide card, I'll be sending it to each one of us. But this is mine. And this is what I'll be using to teach, to show us what we'll be doing and how to create a brand like we promised we'll be having from scratch. So let me also open the other one for you so that so now this is mine, and you'll be building it together. The brand is an interesting brand. It's called Shakara. It's a cultural rebel. So what comes to mind when you hear Shakara? Yanga, culture, you understand? So the brand name is Shakara. What did they sell? They sell sparkling Zobo ginger energy drink. So those are the things they sell. And the archetype is a rebel. That's the cultural and slash positive. They are rebel, but then towards the positive part. So they are rebelling against the the norm, the people not accepting their culture. You understand? So that's kind of rebel. They are people like Fela Kuti. I don't know if you get what I mean. So that's the kind of brand we are building. So my tagline is going to be know the door, and then like I said, the enemy, the Western is better. I don't know that mindset which says everything as a cultural person that we are is bad. So some of us now like this, we are not proud to speak our language. We feel like if we are not speaking English, we have not communicated well. Meanwhile, communication is about mutual understanding and agreement. I don't know if you get what I mean. So that's the brand. That's the brand for we are building. And so these are the things that I've been able to get for the brand. Of course, for a cultural brand, we have taken Fela as a case study. We know, of course, we have Afro Air, we have saxophone, we have cowries. Those are the things we'll build as a brand. So this is my own action. So now I'll be sending to you, my fellow junior designers, your own project cards, and you begin to choose. You choose between each of cards you'll be going for. We have, if you're going for the rebel, you pick rebel, and then the brief for rebel, you read it, and then the brand architect, like I said, the outlaw, the destructive and shocking. It gives us also the direction of where we are going, visual direction. You choose in between. So if you want the lover brand, just like Valentine is coming now, you want to sell it very well. So it's very important that you take a decision and choose whatever you're building on, because at the end of this class, at the end of this training, we would have each of us present our work. We'll have each of our work on a portfolio. So that gives us another opportunity to, maybe. Okay, Mr. Solomon, you can unmute and speak.
Okay, please. I want to say, wouldn't it be better if you select for us so that it will not be like a first to see, we now pick the one that they think is the easiest. So I think it will be better. My opinion, though. If you just
Okay, I get what you mean. I get what you mean. But I feel the easiest that you might think that is easier might not be easier. I don't know if you get what I mean.
Yeah, I get.
Because the same work, easier part of it is when you start. I want to see how your approach will be. You understand? I want to see your approach will be for each of these designs. So which one would you go? By now you say you want to go for simple, maybe the love brand. Can you communicate the love well? Can you communicate the luxury well? You understand? Those are the things we are looking at. So while I'm seeing luxury brand, then it's not looking like tech brand. I don't know if you get what I mean. It's not giving. So those are the things we'll be checking. So I'll just send it to the platform, or maybe we do a random poll, just like Mr. Solomon said. So, but first of all, let me just send it to you. It's going to take a while. So my own is Shakara, interesting brand. We have a few minutes to go, and I don't know if we can complete that. So you don't need to be scared about it, because I'll be using mine as a class intro. I'll be using mine to show you how and what I'm expecting from each of us. You understand? So with that, you use mine to learn. But then the beauty is that you can't copy, because if you copy, it will show, because they are different. They are different brands. But that doesn't stop that. That doesn't say I might not assist. So let's get started. Let's get started. Now they've given us a brief. Shakara, they've given us a brief. What is the brief? Let's go back to it. The brief is where is it? Where is it? I think it's below. Oh yeah. Okay. I'm looking for the brief. Okay. Anyway, just like the brand name, the archetype, and the visual language is already communicated here. So we would want to make some research. If you are giving a brand, if you are giving a logo to design, you don't just start to design randomly. You don't just go and design randomly. You need to understand the brand. I go as far as giving them a questionnaire. I'll be showing us the questionnaire sample now for Arephic Academy. So we give each brand that we've worked for, we have their questionnaire. So we understand the brand, and that's where you come in, because ideas, creativity don't come from, it's not a fluke, it comes from what you know. So if they give you a logo from the questionnaire, the solution of the logo is already in the questionnaire. So there is no complication, because by the time the person is saying, you say, "Boss, this is what you said now." And I don't know if you get what I mean. This is what you said. I'm looking for the form. Where is this form? I'm not the one usually creating the form, is my PA, so it might be hard for me to now. Okay, this is it. To navigate it easily. So But it's very important that you have forms. These are different brands that we've created their logo from. Are you seeing them? So let's just pick one and see. I think this guy has responded because this is a project that I'll be doing March. Let me see if he has responded. It's a project I'm supposed to kickstart March. I want to see if he has responded. He has not showed that response. Okay. I think he has not responded. He hasn't. Let me look for another one that we've closed already. So interesting. This is Mama Africa. So are you seeing two responses? So now you can check what are the responses so you can get clarity. So some of them will respond very well, or some might, just like you ask question and some might not ask. So the idea is that whatsoever they tell you is what is giving you clarity of you are not stressing, you're not doing random stuff, you are designing with precision. That's the idea of it. So when you are building a brand, first of all, understand the person. So do you have a slogan or tagline? That can be a question. What is the inspiration behind your brand? Very important. You see this inspiration behind your brand. So the person said the slogan not yet decided. The name Mama Africa is a pet name, sorry, given to my late mom. So Jijua will be a memory for her. Are you seeing that? Are you seeing that?
Yeah.
After I saw all this, after I saw this part, I just knew the direction to go. I will show you the design I did for her. I just knew the direction to go because, of course, the mother is someone that they want to. It's not about jewelries. I don't know if you get what I mean. It's not about jewelries, but it's about culture. It's about so you go and be doing J. What's the name? M. You gotta do M and M. It will not just feel like the brand for her. You understand? Because you are totally going off from what she wants, and they will not tell you this thing unless you ask them. So I say, what is the core purpose of okay, I think there's a mixed up here. So Mama Africa is what's supposed to be here. So satisfy our customer and also boost their confidence. Then I say, what is the term goes? It's supposed to be Mama Africa here. You understand? Well, I think there's a mix up here. So a long-term vision for the brand is to always deliver full-time satisfaction to our customer and create good record among other jewels. Boosting confidence, most people appreciate endowment of jewels as their confidence booster. So Mama Africa jewel will provide them with the confidence from our jewels. So three things that what are the three things that what are the no. What are the three things that they want from Africa? Because I created this questionnaire, I know that it was wrong. What are the three things they want to know Mama Africa for? These are the three things: elegance, beauty, confidence. So the brand personality is very important. If Mama Africa was a person, forget about these rubies, how would you describe its personality? Confident, elegant, timeless, empowering one. So okay, that's where it stops. What tone of voice should Mama Africa communicate? Empowering, warm, confidence. All these things are important. Then another thing, who are the target audience? Who are the people? Who is the branding for? So you are not designing Gen Z something because this is obviously Gen Z. So who is your ideal customer? Include demography, like age, lifestyle, income, driving behavior. That's for rubies. So It says jewel lover, Y2K, Gen Z, cultural, corporate. So you can research all these things. That's to tell you that creativity is not a fluke. It's like mathematics. Although a bit of spirituality or your exposure, but from input to output, you'll be able to give out um you'll be able to give out whatsoever you are getting. Sorry, I don't know what this scene lover is saying. Let me just check what he's saying. DS lover. Okay. So he was saying he wasn't able to. That's one of our students who wasn't able to attend the class. That's by the way. So we are now saying what are the main points or needs in energy consumption? What's time? Okay, we have a bit of time. You say versatile style. I don't like the fact that this was random, but the main part we'll still go through another questionnaire, maybe not today. But the main part was that this is where what I want you guys to know. This is where I got the inspiration for the logo. Beside every other thing that was written here, this is just what I knew was an emotional trigger, and is a good story to sell out. So let me show you what I did for the brand. I pray I have the file here. I pray I have the file here. Where is it? Okay, I should have it here. Let me access it through this place. Just ignore the other thing on my screen. Let me just close this part. Sorry. So all right. Give me a minute. Or maybe so as not to waste our time, I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you so you would see, maybe not after the class, I'll send it to you what I designed with it and how the idea of the Mama Afrik went into play, because I'm trying to access the PC and it's not giving me. I'm trying to access the file. It might take a while and I don't want to waste our time. So I will send it to us in the class so you'll see why and how that was applicable on the design. So this is this for this class, and I think we'll be wrapping up here. But like I said, the brand I'll be picking is Shakara. That's the brand I'll be picking. Next class, that's what we'll have, Shakara. And then by next class, I want each of us to select, to choose to choose the class, the particular brand they are going for. So that would from there we'll now pick it up. And then I believe there's no any other question. So let me see if I can just you know what, let's just end the class here so that our next class, yeah, I can hear you. You can speak.
Okay, sorry. Please, before you end, when is the next class?
So the next class is supposed to be on Saturday next
week,
week.
Saturday.
Yes.
Okay.
So, Bob, can you hear me?
So yes, but I have a question. Is there anything or like a document or a video that you can give us to watch that might maybe explain further everything that you have discussed? Like something that we can go over again. I know that you are going to drop the video of this, but maybe there's something that you did not touch because you know there's the fact that some people were not around. So
Yes.
maybe if you it might help us so that by the next time we are all meeting, it will not, some things you will say will not be new to us. I'm just,
All right.
it can be a
So
document, it can
that's,
be a video.
that's why I said on your Affinity file, I want each of us to download each of these videos here. Can you see this part?
Yes.
Download it, watch each one of it. Download
Okay.
how to import, download, just take your time and watch them till you are done. This breaks each part of it for you. I don't know if you get what I mean. So the
Yeah.
next class, this is basically all the key parts that you need to know. You understand? So watch all of them. This will take you at least before next week we should be done with the intro. I don't know if you get what I mean. So
Yeah.
once you just know all this, in fact, when I'm working, you will just be flowing. You understand?
Okay.
So just go through it, download it. You can why let me show you an example so that because there's a way me I watched it that gave me clarity, when I was learning it. So you can just wait while it's done. This one is a bit large, so let's download this one. But of course, on your own internet, you should download all of them. The reason why I'm saying it's large was I'm looking at time. You
Okay.
understand? So it's already downloading. You can see it here. So I just want to show you how to enjoy it. So now it starts importing files. You understand? It shows you the direction, but you might not see it clearly because it's small. You can't really expand it. So what me I did was that you can either expand it this way. Let's see what it gives us. See, it's just doing somehow. But all you need to do is just download it first. You get this thing doesn't have audio. You get so download it. When you download it, you now watch it. Then you see it's already downloading. So you're gonna locate where it got downloaded and watch it. You understand? So
Yeah.
that's that for that. But then it's not only just one tutorials. It's not
Yeah.
just one tutorials in each file. So you close, you press next. It also explains it here. So, like I said, come here, download it. So the reason why I say you should download it is so that when you are watching it, you can see clearly because it seems like it's a bit far. I don't know if you get what I mean.
Yes.
So you want to see it clearly like this. You do like this. You see now it's showing clearly now, right?
Yeah.
So now you settle down, understand what they are doing. Then I seen that effect I was saying they did on a larger scale here. So now each of each each of those things you can just download them gradually. So before next week, the introduction class, make sure you have finished watching it so that
Okay.
when we come, we start building. You understand? We start building the Shakara brand. Then
Okay.
yeah. Then also by next week, make sure you have chosen your brand that you'll be working with on the platform, your project that you'll be working on. Don't know how to close this guy. Okay. So thank you very much for attending the class. And in case you need any clarity while watching those videos, please reach out to me. I'm available. You understand? I'm available for you. So anything you just need clarity, just reach out to me. I can just drop ID. All right. So take care. Take care. Thank you very
All
much.
right. Thank you so much.
All right, so bye.
All right, thank
All right.